when I was starting this journey, what I didn't realize, right? Y'all, if any of you guys are in a place where you don't understand the Bible and you don't get it, and you're like, why is this? Why is that? What is that? You're not alone. And I'm going to say this to you too, as well. Some people may get mad when I say this, okay? Um, and the reason they get mad is because it's true. And what you'll find what you'll find as you're learning the Bible and you're doing all these things is that most people don't know either. And when I started this journey, I realized that I would say only two. I'll give it, if I'm being really, really compassionate, if I'm being really, really compassionate, I'll say that maybe, I don't even want to say that, but it's true. Maybe only 5%. I would say, if I'm being really, really nice, only 10% of Christians have ever read the Bible in full. And that's me being like really, 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 really compassionate. If I'm being really honest with myself, I would assume that maybe only 5% of Christians have actually read the Bible from cover to cover. Doesn't mean they've never cracked it open, right? But they cracked it open while they were actually at church, or like, maybe they went to a Bible study or something like that, and they had a little bit here, a little bit there, whatever. And so what ends up happening is you end up having like a generation of people who don't have any understanding of what it is that they believe or they're supposed to believe or they profess to believe. And what ends up happening is that you just over time, you end up with a group of people who really just don't know God. The Bible said that, especially in the Old Testament, there would be a generation of people who don't know God. And I think we're back in that place of people that are like, I know the spiritual realm is real. You know how people say like, oh, well, I'm spiritual. I don't know if I really subscribe to religion and things like that. And the cool part about that is Jesus didn't really subscribe to religion either. He came to actually like break up the religious system. Thank you guys so much for liking. Y'all go ahead and like and share. This is going to be a really, really great Bible study. And part of like how I really got into this is, one, I've always had like this connection with God, but not necessarily understanding who God was. But it was just like I had all these different like supernatural occurrences when I was a child. And some of y'all may be people like that too. Like you may have, grown up and you just saw things, right? Or maybe you had dreams about things and they came true. Or maybe you were like me and you had like supernatural occurrences that happened, at the midnight hour that you couldn't explain. And, when you were young, everyone told you it was your imagination. And then you grew up and you were like, yo, no, that was not my imagination. As a matter of fact, it's still happening. Um, or maybe you're someone also like me who I've always been a seeker, and I've always been like a very naturally skeptical person. And the good thing is when you're like a skeptical person, it typically brings you to a place of truth, to where skeptical people are not afraid to go and do a bunch of research, you know. And the cool thing is, the more that you like, the more skeptical you are about God, the more skeptical you are about the spiritual realm, the more skeptical you are about anything. True skeptics will go out there and search for answers, right? Not just people who are complainers. Like there's people who are going to just have deal with doubt. And doubt is one of those things to where you're like, okay, I really just don't know. I'm not completely sure that this thing is it, and I'm also not completely sure that it's not it. That's doubt, right? Um, and then you have like just straight up, straight up. I don't know why that isn't working.